Hey guys, how are you? This is EBM, and in this video I'm going to share some information about the coronavirus disease in relation to the visas in general, but more in particular green card visas, because this is one of the questions people have been asking. What happens with this spread of coronavirus, and how will go to affect the people who have won the green card or people who are about to win the green card lottery in the results coming out in May this year? What happens? Are they going to not be allowed to come to the United States, especially if they are coming from the countries where there is some sort of already some cases of people with the coronavirus? So welcome everyone. This is Ernest Boniface Makulilo, and the EBM himself will try to share with you some information with regard to US visas now, whether it will be immigrant visas or non-immigrant visas in relation to the coronavirus, but more in particular about the coronaviruses and the green card lottery. So I'm going to answer a few questions. Number one, I will just give you as a broad, is the US government going to stop the results? Or is the US government is going to stop people from coming to America if they have won a green card lottery? The answer overall is no. It is a long process if you want to stop the green card lottery, because that is part of it's part of the Congress. It's a law, so the Congress has to go there and change completely. So overall, that is not going to happen. But there are some travel restrictions from people coming from different countries which have been affected. So I'm going to share with you from what we call CDC. CDC in the United States is the Center for Disease Control and Prevention here in the United States. So I'm going to share with you what is the decision that have been passed, and this in particular is presidential proclamation on this for people who are coming from countries which are in the risk of posing the transmission of the coronavirus. So if you can see from here, you can see I'm going to read from the original government source. So this is what he's saying, and I'm going to read as follows. To slow the spread of coronavirus disease 2019, which is called is abbreviation for COVID-19, into the United States, CDC, which is Center for Disease Control and Prevention, is working with the public health partners to implement new travel procedures announced in the presidential proclamation on novel coronavirus and the presidential proclamation on additional persons who pose a risk of transmitting coronavirus. In summary, this is what proclamation says, and it will have the impact on which country are you coming from, and these countries will be added depending on the spread of the coronavirus in those particular countries. So at the end of this video, I'm going to put the link below on this video so that you can see when they updated which countries or which level of countries will be affected. And I will explain again how that effect will make into you if you win the green card, or if you are going to apply for any type of visa to come to the United States during this time of coronavirus. So, in summary, number one, foreign nationals who have visited China or Iran in the past 14 days may not enter into the United States. So, if you have visited either of those countries in January this year, February to be in Pacific, because in January I traveled to Madagascar, Tanzania, and Kenya. So I came back in the US. At the beginning it was just few cases. So I was coming back from Kenya, and at that time, if you are coming from, it was specific at that time was China, within 14 days, they have to make sure that they stop you, and they make sure whatever airport I used it through Amsterdam, so they try to make sure that we're there. And arriving in the US, all people coming from those countries, they were, before any part getting out of the flight, those people were called and go for further procedures. But now, they are not allowing you to come to US if you have visited China or Iran. Why China or Iran? I'll go to explain why. But also this one, because these countries and other countries that we're going to mention, they are in what they call level 3 of the coronavirus. So they are very big that way. So if you are coming from those countries and maybe you have won a green card, or maybe you are planning to visit US for any other tourism or for student and whatever, so this may affect you to get into US. And if you're from another country, let's say you are from Ghana, and you know for sure you have won the green card lottery, currently you're in China, my advice will be, don't try to process a green card while you're in China. Yes, they'll give you the visa, but you might not come right away to America because of this kind of restriction. You have to wait until they clear China and Iran to enter into US at the moment. Another way will be, you can process from the country like you in China, yes, but remember when you process for the green card visa, after getting the visa, you have 6 months to travel to come to America. So if you have 6 months to travel to come to America, you can wait and then come later. Or the other way, you can go to another country first and stay there for a couple of days, maybe more than 2 to 4 weeks, and then come from another country, you'll be allowed. But if you have visited in China and Iran, in those 14 days, you will not be allowed to come to America. So that is how it can affect you, whether you have won a green card lottery, whether you have you just want to come for other visa. You can go to another country, spend more than 14 days, so that when they count 14 days, those 14 days you are not coming from those countries. But what if you are American citizen or green card holder at the moment, and you are maybe you have visited Iran or you have visited Iran or China in the past 14 days, you will be allowed to enter into the United States. But you cannot just go to any airport you want. You will be redirected to one of the 11 airports. So there are 11 airports which you will be undergoing the health screening. Depending on your health and travel history, they will have some level of restriction on their movements for 14 days from the time they left China or Iran. So that is the restriction, it will be there. So at the moment, they will still give you the visa, but you have to go to another country to come to America. But this one will be the countries will be added depending on how the disease will be spreading around the world. So I'm going to share with you travelers returning from high-risk countries. What are these high-risk countries? And how can you try to avoid these high-risk countries? So coronavirus disease 2019, COVID-19, travelers returning from high-risk countries. So to slow the spread of coronavirus disease 2019, COVID-2019 to the United States, CDC is working with the state and local public health partners to implement after-travel health procedures. Depending on your travel history, you will be asked to stay home for a period of 14 days from the time you left the country or the area with widespread or ongoing community spread level 3 travel health notice. So these are the countries are in level 3. Currently, the countries that have a level 3 travel health notice, widespread or ongoing transmission are as follows. Number 1 is China. Number 2 is Iran. Number 3 is Italy, and number 4 is South Korea. So those are the 4 countries which are on, on level 3 of the coronavirus. Which level 3? That means it is in the notice of widespread or ongoing transmission. So overall, at the moment, green card winners are not affected. But if you are coming from these countries, you have visited these countries, not necessarily you might be a visitor. You must be a citizen of another country, but you are in Korea right now. You might be in China right now. So if you get the visa, don't travel directly from China or from South Korea or just from Iran, from Italy, directly to America. It will be better advised to go to another country, spend at least 3 weeks in another country and come to America at that moment. That means you are not into the 14 days window coming directly from level 3 countries to come to America. So I'm going to share the link of this update from the CDC so that you can be in a position to know what's be going on. Why? Because the widespread of this disease will determine how things will be able to go. Are they going to stop completely, or are they going to extend? Maybe usually the green card visas have to be given by September 30th. Maybe if the disease will be serious, will just extend. We do not know at the moment, but they will give you the visa. But the advantage is once you are given the visa, you have 6 months to come to America. So that is something for green card winners. So don't start worrying like, okay, are they going to close this one? They are not going to stop this one because of the coronavirus. What is just going to restrict is if you are coming directly from the level 3 country to America direct, you must be 14 days away from those countries in order to enter here, so that you can be not in a position to widespread that disease in America. Because while you have, after winning green card lottery, after getting the visa, at that moment you are not a permanent resident yet. You have the visa to come to America, so sometimes they might treat you in between. But if you are green card holder, already you have the card, you'll be allowed to come, but they have to take you to those centers to check you. But at the beginning, you might come here and then they can stop you. You have to go back. But to avoid that, go to another country, spend 3 weeks somewhere, and then come from that country, another country which is not level 3. So that is just, I want to make sure we are clear on that, so that you cannot start worrying about what happens. Am I going to be closing? Am I going to win? Will they allow to come from me? No. And for that, most of the countries in Africa, there are no country in Africa in level 3. The cases you might hear, oh, there is one person in Democratic Republic of Congo, or there is another 2 people in this country. But there is no the big cases like you have seen, like in Italy, South Korea, or in US, or in China. Things of that nature. At the moment, it hasn't been in that widespread in Africa. And even in Latin America, Central America, South America, there are no cases like we have seen in other big countries. So that will be very good for those countries. If you win, you still will be able to come direct without any problem, unless otherwise you have been visiting or staying in the countries in level 3. So do you have still have any question? Please let me know on the comment below, and I'll be happy to give more explanation about the coronavirus and how you can be able to avoid it or to go about it. So thank you everyone, and I really appreciate your continued support. Please share this video with other people. So thank you and goodbye.